If you love basketball, Spearfish, South Dakota is the place to be this weekend for the Queen City Classic. And with us to talk about that is Mark Gould.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's a big weekend for Spearfish. The tournament brings in 164 teams, 23 divisions, roughly 1,600 players will be coming to town to play 258 basketball games on 11 different courts and 5 different facilities located here in Spearfish. Takes about 42 referees to pull this off. We award somewhere around 460 gold and silver medals. We sell approximately 600 t-shirts, and the crazy numbers just keep going on. And the biggest part of the Queen City Classic is the impact that it has on the city of Spearfish with our restaurants and our motels and our convenience stores and all around. It just brings a lot of people to the Black Hills, and as beautiful it can be at the end of March, it's not hard to get people want to travel and spend a weekend here in beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota.
Mark, how long have you been involved with the event?
Oh, I've been involved, with my kids playing in it, and both my son and daughter played in it, and as I took over as referee coordinator about 12 years ago, and then I've been tournament director for the past 6 years.
The Queen City Classic started with a group of parents?
I believe it started in 1989 with a group of parents from here in Spearfish, and I think at one time they had games actually located in Belfouche and maybe over in Sturgis, because we didn't have the amount of gyms that we have available to us here today in Spearfish.
You mentioned several locations within about a mile of each other. What are the different venues where the basketball games are going to be played?
Well, we have 11 courts. We'll have one court at Creekside Elementary. We have 2 courts at Spearfish Rec Center, 2 courts at Spearfish High School, 1 court at Spearfish Middle School, 2 courts right here at the Donald E. Young Center on the campus of Black Hills State University, and then over next door in the field house we have 3 courts. So like I said, it's 258 games. We'll come in about 5 o'clock on Friday, and we'll leave here probably about 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon.
Mark, will there be awards for the different age groups for the teams?
There is. We do, some divisions will be full-on bracket play, which comes down to a championship game, and then any of the divisions that we do pool play, I've set up brackets for that so that we have actually a bracketed championship game and not just a team that, won the most games in a pool. And, so we make it so that, final game is championship caliber, and we award silver medals to the second place teams, and then to the first place teams we give gold medals, and then we give a cinch bag that says Queen City Classic Champions on it to every team. And the exciting thing about doing the brackets and having a tournament, it's March Madness everywhere in the nation, and especially here in South Dakota. We just had the girls state championships going on, and then the boys state championships, and you got the NCAA on, and then you cap off the month with the 31st annual Queen City Classic.
Yeah, what would March Madness be without the Queen City Classic, right?
Absolutely, and it is madness trying to put it on. It's a 12-month out of the year project for me. You spend about 10 months preparing and figuring out how can I do things better than last year, and then it comes to 2 months of getting the teams to sign up, preparing the brackets, finding the referees, finding the many important volunteers that we use. I think where I hang my hat on our tournament is the quality of referees we have. We got out of 42 referees, I'm betting 20 of them are 20 to 30 are certified officials, 20 of them doing varsity level basketball games, and then also my facility managers who, every hour on the hour they're sending me scores from each game, from each facility, and I log those into the website we use called Tourney Machine, and the whole tournament, just runs itself once you get everything in the computer. I must add that every year I've done it for 6 years, it's that last hour before teams start to show up, I get a little nervous, but once you have teams on every court, 10 kids on every court, 2 referees ready to go, the tournament just takes off, and it's an enjoyable weekend. And we're bringing in teams this year from 5 different states, as always, and it's a lot of excitement for a lot of these local teams to see teams from North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, and Nebraska.
Mark, with COVID-19, how will that impact spectators?
Well, this year we've had to limit to 30 spectators per team with pre-purchase passes, and we'd like to have the gates open, but we won't be selling any tickets at the gate due to COVID restrictions and COVID guidelines that we need to follow in several of our facilities. Last year COVID end up canceling the tournament. We had 176 teams last year coming. So we're just doing the best we can, having sanitizers available, doing all the guidelines that the facility agreements request of us. And, we'll do whatever it takes to be able to bring kids to town and play some basketball.
Mark, I understand this is a great fundraiser too.
It is. For several years, this has been a great fundraiser for Spearfish High School athletic department, and it's put on every year by the Spearfish Booster Club, which I'm a part of. And, we're always looking for ways to raise money and help support athletes, and the money goes to, help better the programs and let the programs get some things that they need, that's not, in their budget. And, every year we open this thing up for registration on January 1st, and we close it on March 1st. And, without the many volunteers and the people in the Booster Club that help out, we wouldn't be able to make this a successful tournament. And, anybody looking for information every year on this, you can find it at spearfishboosterclub.com.
Mark Gould, thanks for taking time to visit with us about the Queen City Classic, 31 years here in Spearfish.
31 years. It's actually the 32nd year, and it's never been canceled due to weather, which we're always afraid of at the end of March. But last year, COVID did get us to cancel the tournament, but we continue on, and this is the 31st annual event. And I appreciate you having me, and appreciate getting the word out on, a great tournament that has a great impact on not just Spearfish, but also the surrounding communities in the Black Hills.
Thanks, Mark.
You bet. Thank you.